Hello. Welcome to episode 37 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Stevie Wildcard and I get together to do our best to exercise the demons of our problems. Just the power of the podcast compels you. And we shake our problems, we throw holy water at them, we stake them, we try to we get rid of them and we get stuff done. Most recently, we've been working on a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, and we're almost done getting rid of that demon, Steven. Like, the demon is dead.
We really are.
The work is
30 pages, done. 31 pages technically, because I have the final page done. So 31 done.
Yeah, Steven, that's amazing. Man. So every week we get together and we talk about, kind of what our plan is, and then what got in the way. So last week, what did you plan on doing? You wanted to do 2 pages, I believe, right?
And I got them done right here and here. They're beautiful too. And Anthony, if you want to post the originals and then see what I edited, I hadn't put costumes on any of our friends because it just felt like really nostalgic and cool to draw our friends from that era. And then I was like, oh, they probably should have costumes on. But I had to add costumes on to all 3 of them, which was fine. I ended up making Tommy the Crow, Mike a Ghostbuster, and then Bill the Wolfman.
So you got your pages done. I got some pages done. I didn't get the rest of them done. I finished 1.5 new pages of lettering, which it's all good. I set them all up in the document, which is honestly half of the work for me. So, but yeah, that's awesome. I've been placing all of the text. So I did a pretty good job this week. You did a great job. I'm so far ahead in lettering that I have to keep pushing through and not let it make me procrastinate. No, so I got all my stuff done, or I got most of my stuff done at least. I set everything up, but I got so much done previously that now I kind of feel that laze where I'm I'm fine. I'll be fine. I could do nothing for a month and still be ahead of schedule. Everything's fine. And then it's fast forward 1 month and it's just Anthony going, why did I do this to myself? I hate myself. I'm the worst.
I could have stayed ahead.
I could have stayed ahead. I could have done good things. But Steven, we've had a week. Steven, I've had such a weird week. And an amazing week, Steven. Okay.
Oh, man, a great week.
I'll tell you,
at least what I know of. I don't even really know that much of your week, but
okay, I'll tell you. First of all, I had a Rob Schraub heavy week, Steven. We have previously on the podcast talked about how much I love Rob Schraub. He's one of my favorite creators, someone who's been a huge inspiration, on basically everything I've made and do. And just Scud, as silly as it was, still came from, it's a comic book that he made after a very intense breakup, a life-changing breakup that he had, where he was kind of in a dark place, and he's I'm gonna work through this and show that I can, do this thing. And that's very much what we're doing and what I'm, trying really hard to do and accomplish. It's what I did with, Bullet and the Beast, trying to work through it. Table Scraps is literally just trying to rip, pull my heart out of the weird acid pool of death that it was kicked into. So it's just I don't know, I've always been really inspired by him because he just balances that sincere and silly so well. So I'm just I love everything he does. He just embraces the ridiculousness and the dumb idiocy of humanity, and just kind of dances through it and asks tough questions and has fun and just silly the whole time. So it's great, and I love him. That being said, so I went on eBay, or I was on Twitter, and I saw that he had a whole lot. He had 11 comics for sale of original Scud comics. 11.
Wow.
11 separate issues, all signed by Rob Schraub. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go bid on this. I'll probably won't get it. I don't have a lot of money. I probably won't get it. So I went and I saw that it had a buy now thing. And it wasn't that much money. So I was like, oh, I have that much money right now. I don't have much more than that, but I have that amount.
but I have that amount. I have the amount I need to purchase my favorite thing.
Yeah. So I I did it.
Oh, it came in?
It came in.
Awesome.
So I have these beautiful 11 issues of Scud, the Disposable Assassin, all signed by Rob Schraub. And
Are they just random issues from the series? Or are they like the first 11
yeah,
issues? Or
it's like it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Like I'm missing a few: 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, and 16. Like I'll write it all down so we know what I need, because my objective now is to collect all of them, of course.
well, now I have gift ideas.
Oh, dude,
how many issues was Scud?
I think it was 20, 24, 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think it went on to about like 20 or so, and then just stopped it for years. And he didn't work on it for years, and then he just came back and finished it with like a 4 issues, series or 4.
Cool.
So it was really good. I had the whole.
I should see if I can find it, like a CBR of it or something, just so I can read it. Because you always
Oh,
rave about it so much. I'm sure I'll love it too. I mean, we bonded over our mutual loves. Yeah. So
yeah, you will because like it's very much like a 90s indie awesome comic, and like it has all of that soul, like all that like live weird spirit that where you're like, I can't believe people are allowed to do this and it's actually in a book, like that's what it feels like, where it's like, I'm so glad this exists, because there's like no one, like the big studios rarely take those kind of risks, so like to see a book like that where it's like, wow, I mean, kind of like what we make, like everything, and that's my favorite stuff, is always the kind of like, that's why we make what we make, because it's like it's the kind of stuff we want to see that we rarely get to see. Otherwise, Steven, I also saw on Twitter. So I have right here. Sorry, Doofus Rick. So I have right here.
Eat it.
This is called Wormwood. Okay. It's The Gentleman Corpse, Wormwood. It's a great book. I actually discovered this because, do you remember John Doe Wormchow? My idea about the worms who take over the human body?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
You remember that? Okay, so I came up with this idea. I wanted to make a cartoon pilot just years and years ago about these 2 worms who were basically just eating a body, like eating a corpse, and one accidentally realizes it, like figures out how to move it. And they just like go on this adventure, but like they're in this like decaying corpse the whole time. So it was kind of like a dark Pinky in the Brain, situation. Years and years ago, I wanted to make this like worm cartoon about these 2 worms who learn how to, move this corpse around. And while I was kind of looking, I was like, does anything like this exist? Because like it's kind of dark, but it's kind of weird. I found this book. And it's about this like demonic worm that lives inside of a corpse.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, he's a demon, and he lives inside of this corpse, and it gets like all crazy and like Lovecraftian and stuff. So anyway, I really liked it. It's a really interesting book. It's like stylistic and beautiful. Steven, so I'm on Twitter, okay? And I see of all things, Rob Schraub posts a drawing from Wormwood that he did as like a pinup, where he was like, I did this pinup for Wormwood. They're going to use it in some collection. I don't know where it ended up, but this is the original drawing. And it's going on eBay. And I was like, I sure would like that.
It's like Rob Schraub kind of weak.
Yeah. So I was like, I sure would I want that so bad. I just spent this money on this, so I don't have much more money, I didn't spend as much as I expected on the Scud comic. So I was like, okay, here we go. I've been saving. I don't really spend any money. Maybe I can afford this. I'm just gonna bid. It's only 1 drawing. I feel weird doing this. I'm gonna bid and see where this goes. So I start bidding. I'm the top bidder. Like I bid like $30. I'm the top bidder so far. And then someone comes in. They're like $40. I'm like, no, So then so it climbs, dude. So it climbs. Okay. So it goes up to like $60, and I'm like, it's 1 drawing. Now here's the thing. I don't know. Like, I don't, for all I know, something could hit the earth, like a tsunami. I never get to meet Rob Schraub in my life. That's not really what I think's gonna happen. Like, I imagine at some point in my life, I'm gonna meet this man, and I'm gonna be like, Rob, we're kind of friends now, right? Like, we hang out, we watch these movies. No, but like, okay, no, but really, it's like, I imagine at one point I'm gonna be comfortable enough to be like, oh yeah, I can buy a drawing from Rob Schraub, and it would be perfectly fine, and it wouldn't hurt me. That's what I imagine in the future at some point. I'm not there yet, financially. So financially speaking, where I am is I'm at a place where I can just shake my fist at eBay and go like, $80 is all I have, eBay. Stop being rich. And then someone goes, yeah, well, I have $85. And I'm like, I don't have that. I don't have an extra $85 for this drawing right now. I want to. I really want to. I don't know how to get that extra $5. Someone please help me. You know? So I was like in a bidding war all the way up to like $85. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was too much, you know? Time goes by. I lost. I was like, so it goes. No big deal. Like I lose my bidding war. So I get home from work the other day and there's a package.
What?
There's a package in my house. And well, Steven, it is the original drawing from Rob Schraub.
Wow. So wait, what happened? Did the top bidder like back out?
So it turns out the whole time I was in a bidding war up until that point with one of our listeners and the patrons, Paige, who was incredibly kind and sweet and wanted me to have this thing that she knew I wanted. So she just stole it from me and then gave it to me. It's like
she is just the absolute best, man. She really is.
She's incredibly sweet. But imagine like Robin Hood going up to some poor people and like going like, give me all your money or I'll arrow you in the face. And I'm being like, yo, yes, sir. Here is my 85. And then him being like, but, here's some money for you. And he gives them all of the money back. And they're like, well, I mean, okay, but now I feel like hurt. Like you hurt me in this process. Because like the whole time I was like, I'm going to win this and it means a lot to me. And then I lost it and it was her fault and I blame her. No, I'm kidding. No, it was amazing.
Then it was just the greatest gift ever.
It was such a good gift. Some other gifts that you might want to buy me that I can't afford to buy myself. I'm gonna start.
He's just putting it out there, folks.
Just putting it out there for those of you who may have an extra $5. The things I've always wanted in my life: Simpsons original animation cells. That's. I'm not really gonna list things. That is like one of the top things that I want in my life, though. But
you know what's on Etsy that was pretty cool that I saw?
What?
They have like a replica of the Laddie milk carton from The Lost Boys.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's so cool. I like.
Yep.
I love those kind of replicas. Like I still have to hang up my Vampires Everywhere comics. I want to hang.
Yeah, I got mine up, and then they also had the missing people's poster too of David and Marco and all four.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
And speaking of Lost Boys, Steven, some other interesting information that people might be interested in hearing this week that happened to us. Well, I had a whole bot chat that we're not going to share yet. We'll share it later on in episode 50 because it's like vampire related, and I want episode 50 to be special and like, you know, Lost Boys heavy. But I shared it, and like I shared some of it on Twitter, and you can see some of it on Twitter. And when I did it, I tagged Jameson Newlander, the Alan Frog, the actor, the writer, the person who played Alan Frog. I tagged him on Twitter just to say, because I used his picture in the conversation. I was like, hey man, sorry I used your picture. I think it's funny. Like, yeah, I thought it went to good use. Like, don't hate me, please don't hate me. I love you. Not only did he like the thing that I shared, but like he retweeted it and like quote tweeted it and said how funny it was and stuff. And it was just like, that was enough to make my week. Like, I already have had a great week with the Rob Schraub stuff. My week was already made. Like, I have already accomplished, like, I met my goal well enough to feel like successful. Like, I feel like I've done good work. And then on top of that, I was like, I got the Rob Schraub comics. I got the
what a fantastic week.
I got the original drawing. And then on top of this, like, just like the best, most like incredible cherry on top was like Alan Frog quote tweets my tweet and like says good things about me and says that like it was funny. And I was just like, that's so validating and just amazing. That's one of the most beautiful things about Twitter is just like those interactions with people whom you never imagine having any sort of, you know, conversation.
Ever, yeah.
And Steven, it like that would have been enough. But then I don't know why, like I just like just because I was like, you know what, I need to just do things from now on and just stop being I have to stop being a coward and just try try to ask for things, you know, and try to like take steps toward things. And we've been doing it with this comic, you know, we've been trying
For
to,
sure.
you know, we're you know, we're not asking for permission. We're just kind of like kicking down the door and doing our best to get this stuff done. There are some things that we need to ask for permission for, such as an interview with Alan Frog. So I thought it would be really interesting, Steven, if I just tweeted and I was like, hey man, you know, I have a podcast. It would be really great if you'd be on it. You know, I'd appreciate, you know, like we'd really appreciate it. We love you. And he added me as a friend on Twitter and agreed to be on the podcast. So
it's so friggin' insane.
So,
dude, when you sent that to me, I literally told Tina, I'm like, we've made it. Like, this is like one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so good, Steven.
It's so good, dude. Like,
okay. So here's the thing. So I'm still hoping, because like yes, he said it. It doesn't mean that it's absolutely going to happen yet. We still have to like plan it and everything. So it's still tentative. That being said, so we're going to hopefully interview Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog from Lost Boys. And when we do, it'll be a special part of episode 50.
It's so exciting.
So just stay tuned. Obviously, we're on episode 37. We have a little bit of ways to go, but we're trying to plan ahead, you know, until, you know, so we
episode 50 is like the things that we kind of have in motion right now are going pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bonanza. I think it's going to be it's going to be a sweet episode.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna yeah, we need to do a cover of Cry Little Sister though, Steven. We have to work.
I've been working on Cambria. I'm like,
have you?
For the chorus, like, I've been like seeing it, so we can get the kids to sing the chorus. I think that would be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'll be so good.
Yeah, I've been teaching her. It's fall, fear.
Right.
No, it's fall, die, fear, kill. And I've been teaching her that those are the 4 different things she has to say, and she's been doing pretty good. Chase has been kind of humming it too, so I think even Chase will probably have it down.
Dude.
So yeah, I just randomly practiced it with her like a few times a day.
Oh man,
pretty cute.
But yeah, dude, so that's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. Like, this episode 50 is gonna be so much fun. But that's just, that news just like shook me up, like in the best way possible. So we have we recently started a Patreon account. So far, it's going really well, Steven. I'm surprised.
Awesome.
You know, we have 3 people who have subscribed to the highest tier in our Patreon, which means they're going to be getting a bunch of bonus content. They're going to get unedited conversations between us. Of course, when I say unedited, I mean like, we'll probably cut out a couple of personal things just for like privacy issues, you know, but aside from that, it's going to be widely unedited, you know, like so it'll be fun. I think people are going to like that. They're going to get that. They're going to get like Q&As with every episode if they're interested. So like anytime one of those patrons wants to ask a question, we'll put it at the end of the live, you know, like the unedited version. We'll just do a quick Q&A every week. So, you know, just, we can also, we're going to be thanking people and doing like special songs and special drawings and like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I could probably start recording some of my drawings too and stuff if you want me to do that.
Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, dude, I'm sure people would love that. So if you are interested in becoming a supporter or, you know, a patron, or as we're calling it, an ostrich colonist, you know, or a true colonist for the $20. No, but like, but there are different tiers. You can, you know, and you get different things. I mean, honestly, if you contact us and just tell us what you're interested in receiving for the money, we're just trying to be as generous as possible, and just,
yeah, we don't.
People are. We just hope that people are here to support us the way we want to support other people. So, but yeah, so go ahead and I'll put all the links below for our Patreon. I'll also put it on the screen so you can see it if you're watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, Steven, how's your week? Have you been up to anything else?
No, I think that was about it this week.
That's it. Steven, you want to know what I did today?
What did you do today?
Steven? I was playing Roblox, Steven.
Roblox?
Okay, I play Roblox with Atlas. Like, my son is 6 years old, and he loves Roblox. Like, he loves video games in general. We both do. I mean, you know, it's so much fun. Who doesn't love video games? He loves Roblox, and I love playing it with him. Like, I was a little hesitant at first to like sit down and get into it, because there are other children involved. It's like, you know, when you play at the park, like you go to a park with your kids, and like if there are other kids around, you hope all the kids play and you don't have to be involved, because it's like, listen, I'm faster and bigger than you. I could accidentally hurt you. I don't want any of this. You know?
No.
I also can say things that you can't say and things I shouldn't be saying to you. So
and I'm gonna say them. No.
I'm gonna say them. I'm not gonna bite these lips. Like nope. I'm not gonna hold my tongue even for a second. I'm just gonna say these things, and your parents gonna be like, oh, gasp. No, but anyway. So similarly on Roblox, it's a bunch of children just running around their ball pit, throwing stuff at one another, doing all the various games, whatever they may be. Well, Steven, one of these games was that I was playing like for the most for the most part today. We played a zombie game where you build your own house and the zombies try to attack, but you have to build a house to survive. And then as you like collect things, your house gets nicer and the zombies can't get in. So we're playing the zombie game, okay? And the whole point is you build your house up so the zombies can't get in. And once your house is built up, you just go out and you basically like get weapons and you just try to like take out the zombies, right?
Uh-huh.
It's also a game in which there's friendly fire. So if you shoot someone else, like another player, they can get killed. They can get defeated. They just like fall apart in these little Lego-y pieces that just like decimated. So I was playing with Atlas and we were building our houses. We're like playing pretend while we're doing it and having fun. And this kid just hit him with a truck. And Atlas like just fell apart and he's like, oh man, well, he got me, And I was like, oh, well, so I was like, sometimes that happens. Like, it's fine. Like, it was probably an accident. He's trying to get, not an accident, Steven.
Oh, this is a Benedict Arnold, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was definitely a Benedict. This little kid. This little kid. I'm assuming it's a little kid.
Little kid's gonna learn today is what this little kid's.
And okay, so here's the thing. So this little kid, like, he had clearly been playing this game for a while. Because what happens is, as you play, they reward you. Like, the more you play a game, the better your weapons are, the better your armor is, the better all your stuff is. So you're stronger and less likely to be killed by friendly fire.
So how do you kill that which has no life?
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm imagining.
Yeah, how do you kill that which has no life? Well, Steven, the answer is you pay money. And you buy... So in these games they offer you so you can play and slowly earn the better and better weapons and slowly earn the better armor, or you can be a grown-ass adult. Buy the god tier mode. Like, I bought the god mode armor, the best weapons in the game. I was
you laid the stake down on this child.
Oh, I rained it down on this kid. I was like, did you just kill my son? And now you're hurting him again? Hang on, I'll be right back. I already know my credit card numbers. I don't even need them. It's through PayPal. And then I just, like, everything's already in there. Google has my back. And then I bought the best things I could possibly buy and just embarrassed this child.
Gathered all the other Robloxians to the town square. Watch as I shame this child on the internet.
I mean, yeah. The only thing that would have been worse is if, like, I literally put my name, like, peed my name across his house. Like, it was bad. Like, I was just like, this is mine now. And he left the game. And
he
Steven,
never came back.
Steven, I feel no remorse. Because he, like I said, he hit Atlas on, I assumed it was on accident, but then he just came after him and, like, just attacked. Atlas did nothing. This kid just attacked. So I was like, all right, well, I know
no, come on. I didn't go use my PayPal account to get God mode items. Like, I got a little bit more sense than that. Yeah, I remember using my PayPal account to buy God mode items.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Oh man, I would 100% not even hesitate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude, I'd put him down.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
oh man,
like, he was gonna learn. Now he learned. What I'm hoping is that he's off in a corner somewhere, just like, I'm the best around, and he's just like doing his best. Like, he's on a different server. Just,
he's gonna find you.
His character. He's gonna find me one day. I'm just gonna be like playing with Atlas, playing pretend, all innocent again. He's just gonna show up like somehow, all just hackers.
It's gonna have like the anime like wind effect.
Yeah. He's gonna run by me, and I'm gonna be like, "What was that?" And then my body will just slide in half, and I'll fall.
You mess with the wrong child. Speaking of Benedict Arnolds, though, was it you that was playing with us? Do you remember that game of Halo Halo Reach, I believe it
Uh-huh.
was. We were playing. I think it was you. You might
Oh,
not have
yes,
been.
I
It might
do.
have been.
I know what you're gonna
You
talk
do remember, right?
Are you, wait,
Yeah,
wait, are you,
we were playing.
with the Teachinator and the
Oh, the Teachinator one's good too. Hold on, the
go ahead,
Teachinator
go ahead.
one's
I
good too.
remember the Benedict Arnold one too. Go ahead.
Dude, yeah. Dude, we queued into a team slayer and it was us three and then one other guy versus another 4 people. If you've ever played Halo, you know team slayer, team SWAT is like that. His name was Benedict Arnold, and I remember we were all like, huh, I wonder if he's gonna betray us. And as soon as the match starts, this dude starts shooting us and hitting us, and like we couldn't even be mad because he was just, it was just a big troll joke that he was doing, and it was great. It was
It
just a
was great. That
fantastic
was
thing.
that's so funny. I mean, like
Oh, it was such a good joke.
that kind of consistency is so funny, and like I appreciate that level of like that kind of trolling is perfect. Like that's
Oh,
hilarious.
it's beautiful.
Can't beat that. I guess that's something I do kind of miss. Like you still play WoW though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
But honestly, dude, I want to share something, and maybe this is gonna sound like boomer of me, I guess the kids would say. But I really don't like the next generation of gamers, man. They're so competitive, and like fun is just completely sucked out of the games. They like min max, they like do research and watch videos online, and like they're like really good at everything. And it's like long gone are the days of like Nintendo Power and like, you know, figuring stuff out and playing the game and not knowing all the nooks and crannies without, you know,
okay.
investigating yourself.
No, I totally agree. Well, I think like especially games like WoW or like RPGs or anything like that where it's like you get in like the D&D of it all where it's like we are going after this thing, like we have this mission and we're trying our best, and like you go. But if it's all very like I don't know if it's all too planned and like meticulously planned, it feels like okay, you go over here, this is your job, this is specifically your job, and it's just you feel like a cog rather than a part of a
Yep,
team.
that's a,
You know,
and like WoW's even worse than that. Right now, WoW is at the point now where it's an RPG where you have all these choices, like you can choose a covenant to enhance your abilities, all these different things. But now the game is so elitist that like if you aren't okay, if you're a paladin and you aren't this covenant, then you're not invited to groups because
right?
you need to be the best because
They
otherwise
need
you're
you
just
to do
wasting other people's time. It's like it's not like a fun game to people anymore.
right.
Like, and that's how most
Yeah.
and that's how like team games are now too. Like if I mean like the energy, it's like go kill yourself energy, you know, like where people are just not in the mood to have fun anymore. It's crazy. Like Halo, man, we would just sit there for hours just to play. You know, I think one of the best competitive games that you and I played was Guitar Hero because it like literally just made us better. Like we would just, I would get like a better percentage on Shadows Fall, and then you would come back and you would get like 1% more, 2% more, and then it was just fun to have to like keep the other one's high score.
Yeah,
Like that was just so much fun.
That was really cool. Like I never felt like that was one of those games where like you get frustrated with yourself a little, but you were never like
never the other person though.
Like never, you know. So
never.
Yeah, so I don't know. I love those games. I play a lot of games with the Atlas, but like I don't play a lot of games just for me. So I've been like okay, like I know Atlas watches a lot of videos of people playing games with like commentary where like they're not interacting with people live. They're just playing the game and talking, right? Or playing the game, talking about the game, or talking about other stuff. And like I've been thinking about, do you know the game Ghosts and Goblins?
Oh yeah, dude. You know, I love that series. I have Super Ghouls and Ghosts, one of my favorite games of all time.
Well, the new one says Goblins. I mean, like I know it was Super Ghouls.
It's Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins is the reshow.
Okay.
They did like a remake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on the Switch, right?
Yes, for the Switch. Because we love
Ghosts and Goblins was also the original. So the NES version was Ghosts and okay. It was Ghosts and Goblins, and then there was the one with there's like that little demon that kind of looks like Brooklyn from Gargoyles.
It does.
He has his own. Yeah, he has his own game too. Yes. And then forget his name. He has a name though. But he's cool. Oh, but yeah, no, I love that series, dude. I love how like unforgiving that game is. It's so brutal.
It is. So I'm thinking about making, because I got like the Elgato thing, like the capture card and stuff. So I can capture from the Switch now. And I'm thinking about
that's awesome.
I'm thinking about making just like a series of videos in my free time because like I want an excuse to play games, but I also don't have it in me to not make something.
You might as well, right?
Right. So I figured since I have the capture
if you even want to do it together sometime too, man. If you want to come over, we'll play like game together. And like
that would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll just game drum sit basically. Yeah.
Yes. No, that would be amazing because like part of what I wanted to do was like just do like funny commentary while I'm playing it because that game is insanely hard. And I wanted to. I haven't seen this yet, but I was thinking about doing that game in character. like making up a character for Arthur, like for the character, you know, and just being like
giving him a background.
Yeah, and just like, well, and like the whole, giving him a background and like a story, and as he goes, like just commenting on like killing all the zombies and stuff, and like what he's doing and how bad it sucks, and like, whoa, what happened? Oh, that must have been an interesting dream. Every time I die, you know.
Yeah.
So like, you know, so or you know, so anyway, I've been thinking about doing that, and I don't know if there's an audience for that kind of thing, and I'm trying to just like. I think it's a good idea. I think it could be funny.
Oh, dude, you and I could be so funny with that too. It's a fun game though.
No, it's such a fun
game. The bosses are really cool, like stuff like that. Yeah, it's a cool game.
Yeah, like I'm glad they remastered it or kind of like reimagined it. You know?
Yeah,
dude. Otherwise, so I got a Ouija board.
I was reading some of your tweets,
Steven. I got a Ouija board this week. The reason I bought a Ouija board was because I was just okay. So I listened to this podcast called the Espooky Podcast. I'll put the link to the episode that I listened to below that inspired, you know, my Ouija board fascination. So I listened to this podcast, and it's all about like you know, they tell spooky stories in every episode, and it's just like real stories, you know, like anecdotal things that people have said throughout, you know, just usually based around something supernatural, you know, something scary. In this case, it was Ouija boards, so it was people telling stories, and I'm just like, I have, as a like my whole life, I've never believed in the Ouija board. Like, I've never been a person who's been, like, scared of the Ouija board. I've never been... I don't know. I always looked at the Ouija board... When I was a kid, my only real experience with the Ouija board was... you know, my friends had one, so I would... So, you know, like, when we tried, we put our fingers on it, and, like, nothing would happen, or you could obviously tell someone was pushing it. So, like, sometimes I would just push it, and sometimes I assumed they would push it. And, you know, it was just, like, you know, people... You know, the pressure, you know, just being silly kids and messing with your friends and stuff. But I never looked at it and was like, ghosts, like never, like it never scared me at all. But what I learned recently is that a huge number of people truly have faith in Ouija boards and like are really scared of them. And I didn't know that was a thing at all.
My mom has a pretty crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she would stay far away from that type of stuff. You know, we come the religious household we came in from, but like, so my sisters, when they were like 13, 14,
yeah,
they had a Ouija board, and they were, because I mean, my sisters, they went through their, like, you know, their little phase, their little gothic phase, and they had a Ouija board. They would do it with their friends and stuff, and they would hide it in the china hutch in their dining room. And my mom had this vivid nightmare where she was being strangled. So she like went to this dining room and found like strangled by like dark energy, and like she actually like went to this china hutch in the dream and saw like a pit of darkness in it. So when she woke up the next morning, she went to the china hutch and found the Ouija board, supposedly.
Oh wow!
Like she had like a vivid nightmare. Yeah, supposedly. I mean, that's what she says.
That's what she says. Like a liar.
Yeah. She also had a weird dream about my dad, but it's not about feet either. But you stay on topic for Ouija board. But like, yeah, dude, I believe her too, because she had a BS-er, but like, yeah, she had like a pretty vivid dream about like a darkness coming out of that area of the house.
That's interesting.
God, and then she went there and it was there.
Yeah, that's stuff. That's so funny. I mean, I feel like Rachel told, and then your mom didn't want Rachel to get in trouble. And like didn't want anyone to.
I mean, that honestly, that's pretty on brand with my mom, because she would defend all of her children if they're not. She would never throw anyone.
It's on brand for Rachel to like want to get Sarah in trouble,
or maybe even like little Brandon, or even little Brandon.
That's true. Maybe, yeah, and then
like 10-year-old Brandon might have saw them doing it.
For the purposes of this podcast,
of the spooky,
for the spookiness, Debbie, I love Debbie. I would never just assume she's lying. Like, you know, whatever. Either she's trying to protect one of her kids and being a good mom.
That's a pretty good point, and that's something that's on brand for her for sure.
So yeah, either she's trying to protect someone, she's being a really good mom, or this happened. Like it doesn't even necessarily mean anything. It's just like a weird thing that happened. So, but you know, I bought a Ouija board. I said like. I made a stupid video where I was filming it and I was like, "So do you work?" And I like made the thing move without touching it. So I was like, I'll put that up. I think I still have it on my phone, so I'll put that up here so people can see it. But like,
are you real?
Yeah, but
listen, if Milton Bradley makes it probably doesn't summon spirits.
Okay. So the thing that drives me crazy, like one of the many things that drive me crazy about it is like, it has the name of the guy who like made the Ouija board and his patent number and everything all over the board. Like it's very cheesy. It's a cheap piece of plastic now. Dude, it's just the worst, right? Like it's just sad. You know what though, Steven? the thing that never occurred to me. There are two things that about the Ouija board in general that never occurred to me that I've never heard anyone really talk about. Okay, because what do you think about, like, okay, what do you think would be the best proof that a Ouija board works?
It would have to obviously be like a question that you're asking that only you would know the answer to, or something, right? To where if someone can't nudge it.
Right. So it would have to, right, yeah. So it's like that. That exactly. So it's okay. So the first thing would be communicating. Okay, it's okay. It's all crazy because what happens to me in my brain when people start bringing stuff up is it's like, okay, so if it's a random spirit or like a random entity or whatever it may be, why does it know anything about me? Like, I mean, like there are 7 billion people in the world.
What is it about the spirit realm where you suddenly just become all knowing?
Yes. Okay, so you suddenly become all knowing. You suddenly know what language I speak and how to write in that language, and regardless of so like there's so many very, very, very simple tests you can do. First of all, it's like a children's game. It says like 6 to 8 or 8 and up or whatever. Give it to 2 children. Have them 2 children who like don't know English, and then ask them questions in English and see if they spell it. Like that's like the very simple, right? Like it's not so hard. People are like, anyway, but there's so many things you could do. The other thing is, I'm always like, obvious. It says one of the main rules that people always say is never play alone. Now why? Okay, like.
Because then the lies would be seen.
Yeah. Well, the reason they say don't play alone is because you legitimately can't play alone, because the only reason it moves is because your counterweight, like your weight against someone else, you're subtly pushing it against one another, and you're following each other, without intending to, So if it's just like hypnosis or anything else, where like you're letting yourself play along with these like subtle suggestions as you're going, and since it's not 100% on you, like the locus of control isn't like within your consciousness, you're not intending to move it, and you have the ability to kind of be like, oh, are you moving it? I'm not moving it there myself. I'm just kind of being like stationary,
guided,
as much as I can. I'm trying to be like anyway, so you push it against each other and it moves around, and you let yourself like take the weight or give weight or whatever. But if there's only one of you, you just sit there, you just sit, like, that's all that's going to happen. You sit there, you might just get bored and move forward. So they say don't play by yourself. But Steven, okay, so a couple things that like do that, like that occurred to me that do make it a little creepier, right, to me. First of all, I always thought like, well, why can't we, if there's a ghost, right? If there's a spirit, if there's something, first of all, why does it need this stupid little board to communicate? Like we have all of it, like you can literally use anything to communicate, like we have technology at our fingertips. Like, are you telling me that you can't make a Facebook post? Like, come on, like there are, just come on. So, but Steven, what I always wonder is like, okay, why doesn't it just move the little cursor by itself? Like you throw it in the floor and be like, spell out some stuff, like, please.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason it doesn't do it, Steven, is because you're literally getting possessed in order for them to use your hands to spell stuff.
So that's what's happening.
Right? So like, yeah, so like, because that's never been a thing that people have said to me. It's always just been like, oh, it's moving on its own. But really, if you consider what's happening, something has to get inside of you to use your body to move the object. The object is just there. It doesn't matter if it's a cheap piece of plastic or a coin or a glass. You are being puppeteered by something. So technically, you could just put your finger out like this, and if it's real, the thing will just move your finger.
Yeah, because why does it need this special piece of plastic to do so?
Yeah. So,
or you could grab a pencil and put your hand on a notebook and say the same thing.
Exactly. It's just
write this out. I'm allowing it in. Write it out.
Allowing something to write for you and just write through you. It's just, this is the
Agatha. This is Magnus. That's held a reference for the children out there.
So, but dude, so there's that. The other thing that occurred to me that I've literally never in my whole life heard anyone say is, Steven, okay, the way the Ouija board works is you just kind of generally say, is anyone here? Is a spirit? Hopefully I talk to someone. Steven, what if you take the Ouija board and you spell out your grandparents' name and you're calling them? What if it works like a phone? What if,
like, boop, 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 boop. Like, yeah, like a roll.
Yeah, what if it's like a Rolodex where you're like, I literally want to talk to, like,
this
if
person.
if I put my fingers on it and I write Elvis, like, am I more likely to talk to Elvis? Because like, otherwise, it's just like, I mean, I'm hoping. I don't think Elvis lived in this house in Florida. I don't think.
Hey Elvis, we got a guy down in Florida wants to talk to you. I don't know why it's a old. I don't even know what accent that was.
I don't know. I think you nailed it though. Whatever it was, Steven.
Whatever region I was going for, I got it, but I don't know what region it was.
But dude, so I don't know. So I've been thinking about that, and I was like, I really like the idea of someone who's like skeptical, like me, who like comes upon the idea of, or like the realization of, like, what if I just write my grandpa's name, and then it just starts working, like, what if then something starts talking to him and it seems like it's it's really his grandpa, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is how it works. But really what it was just like, something is manipulating him as he's like getting more and more fascinated with this thing, so then it's just like, over time he becomes kind of obsessed with it, or the person becomes obsessed with it, and then as it's happening he realizes he's having less control over his body, because it starts with your hands and then it moves up your arms, and then eventually the thing takes over your body. Steven, you ever notice that like there aren't just a bunch of people from the 20s walking around like, I'm a demon, haha, I got this body from hell, like, I am so excited to have this body. Like, you ever notice, I mean, maybe though, just maybe, there's a whole generation of demons. I'm not saying it's impossible, like, I'm just like, it's funny because what if that's the case? Like, what if, because like, dude, there was a Norman Rockwell painting of people playing Ouija. Like, that's how like everyone was playing Ouija board in the 20s and 30s, and so like it was a whole spiritual phenomena where it was a fun parlor game and people were doing it just to spook each other out on dates and stuff. What if all of our grandparents were possessed? And we didn't know it, Steven.
With 1920 spirits.
Yeah. What if, I mean, yeah, it could have been. I mean, it explains so much aggression that's happened in so many generations. Just
World War II came out of the Ouija generation.
That's what it was. Look, I'm not saying that the Ouija board is the devil, but I'm saying that the Ouija board brings the devil, and you did this to us, Grandma and Grandpa.
Oh, man.
No, I don't know. I think it's so funny, and like I'm really amazed that so many people are that scared of it. I don't know. I think it's fun. It's interesting. The fact that it says Milton Bradley or Hasbro,
whoever makes it. I'm not sure who makes it. Somebody has to make it.
And it's all very silly, and it's the fact, I don't know. It has silly rules. It says the weirdest thing about it that I didn't know, that I've never heard anyone talk about, was that it says like, ask the mysterious oracle questions. Like, that's what it says on the box and in the instructions. It's like, you're talking to the mysterious oracle. It's a specific thing that knows to answer these questions. Because then what happens is like, it gets co-opted. Like, all these people are like, demons and blah, blah, blah.
What a crappy afterlife job. What a crappy afterlife job, though.
It can't be the worst afterlife job. I'm sure there are worse.
It can't be the worst.
I'm sure there are beautiful ones. Like, there's someone who creates your dreams, someone who creates your nightmares. There's someone who makes the sunset, someone who makes all the stars stay where they're supposed to be. And there's someone who answers what grandma's favorite color was. There's someone.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, I mean,
can you imagine like the Oracle works Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, like the Oracle hosts a podcast just trying to make a comic book happen in the other world?
Dude, I want to make like it would be a fun comic book, just like, because like, I mean, every job in the afterlife is interesting, we both have come up with ideas about like death, just someone has to be death, someone has to usher people into their various afterlives, it's, I don't know, but like the fact that there's someone or a group of someones who has to be like in an office answering these questions and like moving around these boards, I don't know. I always love it. I always really like, anytime I watch any kind of scary movie with ghosts, I can't help but imagine like what the ghost actually looks like in the room doing the thing, right? Like so if a car moves, right? Like, you have to imagine there's a ghost in the room going vroom, vroom. like the ghost isn't just like sitting like in a dark place doing this. The ghost is like touching stuff and like moving, like,
I feel like just two cold just droplets on my forehead. It's just like a ghost just like The coldest balls in all of the land. They call me Jeffrey Cold Balls. And that's just what I do with my afterlife. I was a great Halo player when I was alive, and this is how I finished my enemies. Man, that would be funny, like just like perspective of like what ghosts are actually doing in the room, like when objects are flying around.
Dude, so like I thought it would be really cool to have a show or like make a show where it's like it's about people who live in a haunted place where we're trying to like or like a ghost hunters. Like what if we made like a ghost hunters type show or like ghost adventures where it's like some dudes like going in a house like, oh, I can feel the spirits here. But the ghosts are also in the show, but they just look like normal people. Like there's nothing ghostly about them. They just walk in and like they don't look like ghosts at all, but the people can, like the viewers can see them, know that they're ghosts. But the guys can't see him.
Do you even like an office-esque like yes. interview situation too? You know who I'm imagining would be a really good ghost in that is that energy vampire from
Colin. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh dude, I could just see him. He's also in The Office, I think. Wasn't he one of the warehouse guys? Yeah.
He was. Oh man.
Nate. He was Nate. Yeah, Nate the warehouse guy.
He's so
but
good.
Yeah, dude. Oh dude, he's so funny. Actually just that would be great, dude. That would be great. Like that'd be a pretty funny show. We should film a skit or two.
That's what I'm saying. We could easily film skits of that. I think the Patreon is going to help with stuff like that because I think people would enjoy that stuff, and I do think it would probably help our channel a little bit because like it's so hard to get our podcast to grow on YouTube.
You know, I think we were onto something, like an idea when it comes to cutting to a commercial. I think we should like have like little joke things like
for sure
next time,
so
you know, like, and do like a ghost hunt, like a ghost hunters advert. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be funny.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be so good.
Those are good ideas.
So let's get.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we'll come up with like a name for it, and then we'll just come up with a bunch of like funny random scenes, and then we'll just film random scenes from it, and not worry about Oh, dude, I've been watching this guy Joel Haver on YouTube, and he makes all these videos where it's almost always just him. Like he has other people in the videos sometimes too, but a lot of the time it's just him with like different hats with like a different camera angle, and he's just like so he's like making a show or a whole movie or whatever, but it's just him. And it was like, we can do that. We can play different characters and like put mustaches on or glasses or whatever, and just like be the ghosts and the guys if we have to. Like it doesn't matter,
for sure.
But I think that'd be cool. So I think we should like think about that stuff. Like just kind of write stuff down as we go, and then eventually film it for fun. So that'd be
cool. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because we've talked about doing a Prestige Worldwide. We're a multimedia.
It would be so cool. I think. It's coming together. It's we're going to have a Frog Brother on our podcast.
That's so cool, man.
Kind of a big deal.
So
we can ask him because I know he's made short films and stuff. He's obviously been in some really big movies. So it'd be really cool to talk to him. Yeah. So okay, Steven. So what are you gonna do this week?
I'm gonna go for my usual 2 pages and have them edited and stuff for you, so that way.
Awesome.
We can get this issue done. We can start working on the music.
Dude, yes. And this week is the week that Atlas goes with his mom. So I'm literally just going to do all of the work. I also have one of those days off when he's going to be with his mom, which is when I got the 22 pages.
Oh, that's awesome.
Done. Yeah. So I'm going to literally I'm going to finish the narration through all the pages, and I'm going to get as much dialogue as I can possibly get done. Because I'm just on those days, it's so easy for me to just be like on fire for this stuff because I love seeing the pages come together. I love reading it. I like sending stuff to you and being like, what do you think? And it's
it's exciting,
dude. I can't like that. Like it's because we're so close. Then honestly, there are so many black and white books out there. We can literally letter it and throw it to the world if we wanted. We're gonna color it because it'll look beautiful and the magic will be fantastic. But it just makes me feel like we basically have a finished book. Like once it's done,
the most pages I've ever done on a single book, which is cool. I think Absentees is only 24. I'm on page 31. So
yeah, dude, like this is
biggest project we've done.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
My iPad should be in soon too. I think the iPads are shipping now. I've been checking my Best Buy. Since I ordered it from Best Buy, I'm nervous that I'm not gonna be first batch that gets, but I ordered it like beginning of May, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be a game changer for sure. Like it's.
It's
gonna be amazing. So thank you all for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, we do have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/We Have Issues Podcast. You can see the videos and the updated pictures and everything every week. We also just made a Patreon, so thank you so much for our 3 brand new patrons who are all the true colonists here, and we appreciate all of you. If you have any questions, anything, you'll see that at the end, you get the unreleased or the uncut episode. So at the end, we'll put all of your Q&A stuff. So thank you all so much for being a part of that and just watching this. If you're just watching this at all, thank you. We love you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We really could use it. It's really hard to build this thing. So please share. We appreciate it. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for everything you do. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can't believe we're up to 329 subscribers. It's mind blowing in itself.
I think we got 330 now, dude.
Oh, we do 330.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
So,
yeah, like, dude, like starting like humble beginnings, it's just continuing to grow, and it's growing at the like perfect speed, dude. I'm just happy, dude. Everything's coming together. Everything's, it's gonna take time and work. And it's literally gonna be one of those stories where we can literally say, no, we just had to put the time in, and we put the time in.
Everything is coming up ostrich.
Yep, everything's coming up ostrich, baby.
That's our saying. We've been thinking that since episode 1. That's what we put that in there. We're like, everybody knows. All right. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard. You're Antoine Star Puncher.
I'm Antoine Star Puncher, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much. No, you keep going.
So yeah, I had the cold starting on Friday, and then like on Friday I had to pick up all these pavers. So like Saturday I coughed and I threw out like a muscle in my shoulder. You ever do that where you cough hard and like
I'm also an old yeah. No. Yeah,
so, dude, it was so bad. I'm assuming that muscle was hurt from working, and then that cough just like finished it. And then like
imagine how arrogant that cough was. Like your whole body's like, man, we've been working so hard, and the cough's like, don't worry, guys, I'm about to ruin his life.
He did all that work, and now I'm just gonna end this man's career.
That was me.
But yeah, so like, but yeah, dude, I was miserable. It actually like, what was positive is it didn't happen until after I did the drawings on Saturday. I was actually photoshopping, editing them, and I coughed, and that's when it happened. And I was like, oh my god! And it wasn't even a hard cough; it was just like a medium-sized cough.
If you ever cough while you're drawing this comic from now on, I'm done. I'm done with the podcast. I'm done with the comic. I'm out.
Oh man, I'm out. And then so then like I literally couldn't even get any sleep last night because I was like, no matter how I laid, the back was miserable. Like if I laid on it, it was horrible. If I laid on the other side, it was horrible. But yeah, other than that though, it was a pretty good weekend.